What's the interview?
Well, I'm going to ask you your name and where you're from to start.
Ron Smith from San Francisco.
Who taught you how to play bridge and how old were you at the time?
My sister, 13 years old.
And you're quite a bit older than 13. What made you stick with the game? What did you like about it?
Because my sister was looking for a husband, and I got to play with all the top players right away, and I was winning right away.
Well, why'd you play with all the top players, though?
My sister was so good looking.
So there's some good-looking bridge players in the bridge world.
No, back in those days.
Well, I think even now you're pretty good looking, Ron.
Well, you know, your eyesight is bad.
Yeah, it depends how many drinks, eh?
Right, totally.
You play with an ex-Canadian, Billy Miller.
Billy Cohen.
Billy Cohen, I'm sorry, Billy Cohen. My mistake. Not intending to...
Love Billy Miller, but Billy
Yeah.
Cohen is my partner.
Before you met Billy, was there anything you looked for in a partner or teammate?
Somebody that's congenial, fun, and a good player.
Cool. And you do a lot of work in San Francisco helping out juniors, and you do a tremendous job there. Is there any advice? I mean, they hear you all the time. They hear all your wisdom. Is there any advice you can give other players around the world?
To get junior bridge starting, treat them like people, not like children.
Cool. And you've been around a long time. You've had some great accomplishments. Is there any memorable or interesting or funny stories that come to mind?
Oh, I have lots of those. All the main stories are me. Here come those damn diamonds. Lose them all. Lose 24 M's on one board. Especially when you're plus 430, you lose 24 M's.
Well, how about you tell me about the story that you were defending 6-no trump and you were playing with George Jacobs?
Yes, he molded over and came out with the jack of clubs.
Okay.
And the 9 of spades came out of my hand, and they declared it as a major penalty card, which has got to be the craziest rule of ever. He's on lead against 6-no with ace, king, queen, jack, 10, 6 of clubs.
So he has 6 solid clubs, and he's on lead versus 6-no trump. Okay.
And they're telling me that after he wins the jack of clubs, my 9 of spades would influence his next play. I just don't get it.
So the directors ruled that they're making 6-no trump.
Exactly.
And what did your partner have to say to you about that? Or what did you say to your partner after that happened?
Well, George said, Nick Nickel was watching he said, I knew I shouldn't double.
Well, I just know from experience when you play with someone so old, you got to make things easy for them. And I would not have given you a chance to revoke. I would have been just like, okay, I claim these tricks.
I agree. But he thought he would be sexy and play the jack and then the 10, mull it over, come around with the king.
And he paid for it.
Totally.
Thanks,
Ron.
Ron.
But he had a great line though.